Hi friends, welcome back. Welcome back to our channel. Sales is always fun. Well, in this episode, we'll be talking of money management. Imagine you are being told in next 1 hour, you will be getting about a lakh of rupee into your bank account. So what will be your thoughts? Now you must be wondering, hey, 1 lakh, and you would immediately start thinking of things that you wanted to buy, your close family wanted to buy, your friends wanted to buy. So your mind will start running in that direction. But like it or not, the rule of money is earn the money, save it, grow it, and then spend the growth. But I'm not sure how many of us are actually following this rule. We have a funny kind of an attitude to money because it's both love and hate. I'll tell you why. You would have seen our ancestors were giving a great respect to money. In fact, when somebody told money that you are just a piece of paper, so money replied back, yes, I'm a piece of paper, but I'm never found in the dustbin. The Japanese had a very different system. They look at money with gratitude. In fact, if you read the book from Honda, you will realize it. Whenever they get money or they spend money, they close their eyes for a second and say thank you. Thank you for being with me, for the money that is going out and for the money that is coming in, they will say thank you for coming. They use the word agirato, which is thank you in Japanese. I don't know if I spelled it right, but then the word is thank you. So we must have also heard from our elders that, hey, money doesn't grow on trees. We have also heard, and many of us believe, the rich people have earned the money not in the legal way. So all rich people are evil. So if money is in excess with you, which means you have done something bad. So this is the kind of love-hate relationship we have all grown up with money. But now let's look at it from the sales point of view. We are sales professionals. We earn from two kinds of extremes we have. One extreme is people who get only salary and no incentives. The other extreme is where people get no salary but are 100% on incentives. So most of us could be somewhere in between 60-40, 70-30, 50-50. But then if you ask anybody in the organization, they'll tell you one department that earns the most money is the sales team. But then, yes, some people do not enjoy it, but the fact remains that it is the sales team that brings money to the organization. And all other departments are only an expense for the organization. So, let's see how do we actually treat money. How is it that we are supposed to treat money? There are two famous formulas which we will look at. One is called as the 50-30-20 formula, which says that 50% of your salary needs to be spent on your basic needs. It's like your food, your shelter, your basic clothing, etc. etc. 30% on your needs. It could be your TV, it could be your fridge, it could be your camera, it could be things which are not a basic need but then you want it. Or you want to take your family for a holidays, and 20% has to be saved and saved only. But then there's another formula. This is applicable to people who have just joined, just started working. Maybe the first couple of years, this formula works, which is 70, 20 and 10. Same thing, where 70% is spent on your basic needs, 20% on your wants and 10% is saving. But the rule of the game is, yes, you need to save something. You got to get into the habit. Now, you might be wondering what is this saving, how it is to be done, what, where. In fact, the Harvekar formula, which he talks in the Millionaire Mindset, where he says, his rule is very simple. 55% should go into your basic needs. 10% has to go for your investments that you need to do in the future, like buying a TV, buying a car. In fact, coming to car, there is another interesting formula for car, which is 24-10. It says that give 20% as the down payment, take a 4-year loan, and make sure your EMI is not more than your 10% of your salary. So this is the car. When you buy car or high cost equipment which are not appreciating, you can use this formula. Well, coming back to Harvekar, he says spend 10% on things that you should keep yourself happy with. Treat yourself is what he calls us. So whenever you meet with some small successes, or your people in your family meet with small successes, give them a treat them. And 5%, he says, give it as donation. It has to go towards our karma. To keep people happy, 5% should go out. And the last 10% has to go into investments. And there again he says, of this 10, 20% in high risk, 40% in medium, and 40% in low risk investment towards your investment for the future. This investment is very necessary for you to have a passive income coming into you, because this passive income should take care of you in your future. So ensure that your investments go in the right direction, so that the passive incomes over a period of time is on par with the salary that is coming into you. In the old paradigm, what people used to do is they used to get the income, and then after finishing up all their expenses, only the balance was put in for savings and a small amount into investments. But today in the new paradigm where things have changed, from the income, the first thing that you do is you plan your investments, and once the investments are done, on the balance amount, you have your expenses and saving done. In the past, we always thought that the bank was the best place to keep our investments. But today, that is not the case, thanks to inflation. Because inflation is much higher than the interest rate which bank offers. So what do I mean? Let me give you a simple example. Say I have 100 rupees today. I got deposit in the bank. And today a kilo of potato, for example, costs rupees 100. Now after 1 year, my 100 rupees in the bank becomes 104. But this potato, which was 100 rupees today, next year the same time will cost 107 rupees thanks to inflation. So which means my bank is giving me only 104 rupees. After 1 year, I will not be able to buy 1 kilo of potato. So due to this, it is today advised not to look at bank as a place for your investment. And also Corona has taught us that we should have emergency funds with us, which should be minimum your 6 months salary. Out of which I would suggest to keep 10 to 15% as cash at home. And the balance should be at a place where you can withdraw anytime you want. Maybe a bank is a good choice. These are some of the money mantras. And what are the good habits you would ask when it comes to money? Well, first thing you need to do, especially once you get a job and think, you may say, yes, I have arrived. No. Because what happens is, one of the main reasons why many of us are a bit of struggle is we tend to spend money on things. In fact, we spend money not which we don't have, we actually borrow sometimes. We borrow this money, spend it on things just to impress people whom you don't like. I repeat, we borrow and spend money on things just to impress people whom we don't like. Now let me give you a simple example. Imagine somebody buys a Mercedes Benz. He is buying the Benz car just to impress the people on the road. See, I am on the Benz car. But then look at it factually. When you look at a Benz car, you only enjoy the car. We just don't bother who's inside the car. So that's the fact of life. And your close family and friends will accept the way you are. They don't need you to have an iPhone or any costly gadgets with you. Even without that, your family and your friends will accept you the way you are. So first thing is cut off the expenses which you are doing it to impress others, because this also creates stress. Second thing you need to do is daily have the habit of writing down all your expenses. Daily, just before you go to sleep, write down all your expenses. But then, not sufficient to do that. Every week, every month, once in a quarter, check where is money getting drained. You would find a lot of things, like I said, you were buying things to please others and things like that. You would find maybe you are spending a lot of money with your friends or with people not required. So maybe you can learn, analyze it, and then you need to take steps probably to cut. Because when I said the 50 and 70 principle, the rule of the game is simple. So 70, 20, 10, when you will have to upgrade to the 50, 30, 20 ASAP as soon as possible, because it should be in a year or two, and you got to plan out. Either you get your salary hiked or cut your expenses. The next thing you need to do is ensure that on a daily or every other day, you keep a check on your bank balance, your credit card balance, and your credit scores. Because if you need a loan in emergency, all these three is going to help you. So keep a track of these three on a day-to-day basis. Next, the most important thing and the final thing is check for the loans that you have, and especially where you're paying a very high interest rate, especially if it is your credit card, your education loans. In case you find them, the interest rates are very high, make special provision to have it cleared as soon as possible. The shorter the time you keep it with you, the safer you are. With this, I wish you all a good earnings to take care of you and your family and a long life. So please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button, because the next episode will be talking of internet and sales professionals, whether internet is a help or is it a curse for the sales professionals. So we will discuss about that in the next episode. Till we meet again, thank you. Bye bye.